I'm talking to the men and women in green every day. What's about to happen is going to be a catastrophe of epic proportions. Just in the last 2 weeks of April, we had in the Rio Grande Valley sector, which is just one of 9 sectors, 30,000 illegal immigrants cross our border.
That was Texas Congresswoman Monica De La Cruz with me yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures. Title 42 is about to expire. It will be lifted on Thursday. Fox News drone video captured this. Hundreds of illegal migrants lined up in Brownsville, Texas, made up of mostly men. The House is voting on a GOP border security package on Thursday. It would complete President Trump's border wall, and it would place restrictions on the asylum seekers. Joining me right now in Florida is Florida Congressman, member of the House Appropriations Committee, Mario Diaz-Balart. Congressman, thanks very much for being here this morning. What are you expecting when Title 42 is lifted on Thursday?
Almost half of the migrants are being turned away because of Title 42. So as bad as it's been, Maria, I think we're about to see a tsunami that is going to overwhelm not only the border states, but the entire country, not to mention our men and women in uniform. It is a catastrophe, an avoidable catastrophe. But again, President Biden has turned over the control of the southern border to the narco-terrorist cartels, and the consequences, frankly, have become deadly.
Well, I mean, they are deadly, and we continue to see this playing out. President Biden is going to be, watching the 1,500 troops head over there. Do you feel that the troops will be able to handle this? 1,500 troops, but I understand that there are hundreds of thousands of migrants wanting in.
Yeah, look, I think he's just trying to cover himself politically because of the reality that's about to hit the southern border. It's clearly not enough. It is, however, an admission that he and his Secretary of Homeland Security have been lying to the American people for 2.5 years when they've been saying that there's no problem at the southern border. Now they're sending troops. Well, which one is it? Look, it is a catastrophe. It's a violation of the rule of law. It is migrants are dying. Americans are dying because of fentanyl crossing the southern border. And it's obviously destructive to the entire country. I guess the only positive thing is that he is starting to at least publicly recognize, even though he hasn't said it, that there is a major issue in the southern border. But we need to do more, which is why we have this bill.
Truly a dereliction of duty. It's just incredible. Meanwhile, the other major issue this week, President Biden is going to be meeting with congressional leadership to discuss the debt deal that was passed in the House to raise the debt ceiling, but with spending limits in place. Utah Senator Mike Lee has been working hard over the last couple of weeks to gain the votes in the Senate. It looks like the president is not going to be able to raise the debt ceiling without putting spending limits in place based on the votes that Mike Lee told me he's got in the Senate. Take a look at what he said to me yesterday on this Score Watch.
As Kevin McCarthy, as the Speaker of the House, meets with the White House, it's imperative that he arrive in a position of negotiating power. We've now got 43 Republicans who have signed a letter, 2 more who have said they would stand with us while not signing the letter, to refuse to bring debate to a close on any clean debt ceiling increase bill.
So, Congressman, I don't think they're going to be able to raise this limit without the votes to do so in the Senate. It looks like the Republicans are united for once in a long time on this. Your thoughts?
Yeah, we're totally united. And here's the big change. Pelosi is no longer Speaker. Kevin McCarthy is. So the days of them being able to roll the American people, those days are over. The president is going to have to negotiate. It is on his lap. The ball is in his court. It is up to him whether we default or not. Defaulting would be horrific. But again, only one person stands in the way of actually having a deal, and that is the President of the United States.
Yeah. So what are your expectations here? Do you think the Republicans stay united and take this to the end? Kevin McCarthy's got a big win on his hands, huh?
Well, Kevin McCarthy has shown that he's been ready to be Speaker, ready to lead, and the entire leadership of the House. And now we see the Republicans in the Senate that are joining us. We are unified to make sure that we don't bankrupt this country, that we don't continue to just give a blank check to this administration. We've seen what this administration will do when they get a blank check. But again, Nancy Pelosi is no longer Speaker. That is the big change. That is the big difference.
Well, Liz Peek, jump in here. The president's going to have a hard time coming up with new lies about what the Republicans want, that they want to default the country, you know, at this point, given all of the unity that we're seeing, even in the Senate.
Well, I think the biggest lie is he keeps portraying this whole tussle as MAGA Republicans, you know, out to do extreme cuts to spending. The truth is the only 4 congressmen who voted against McCarthy's bill were 4 very right-leaning members of the Freedom Caucus. So he's lying to the American people. And I think it shows up in the polling. Congressman, I'd be interested in your view, but seeing McConnell and a bunch of the Senate come around to supporting this very hard line on spending, I think it's because they're looking at polling that says what we just saw in the WAPO poll, that voters are actually going to blame Republicans to some degree, but also Joe Biden. I think voters want cuts to spending. They connect it to inflation, and they connect it to this hard line that Joe Biden has taken. What do you think?
Yeah, you're right, but I think it's beyond polling. I think this is an issue of principle. Again, this administration, when they control the House and the Senate, the Democrats did, are bankrupting this country. And enough is enough. We are saying, stop. We're willing to negotiate, but we're not going to continue to just allow them to bankrupt this country with impunity. We demand accountability. By the way, we also demand saving and protecting Social Security, Medicare, making sure that we protect the border, some common sense things that the American people support. And I think we have the American people with us, which is why the president, I believe, is starting to get some pressure, feel some pressure, including from Democrats in Congress.
Well, we'll see about this meeting on Tuesday. It's going to be a big week for sure. Congressman, thanks very much for weighing in on all of that. Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart joining us this morning. Thank you, sir.